Hello world, Cossy here with another Geek Movie review, this time for The Wolverine. Now for those of you who don't know, The Wolverine is another movie in the X-Men franchise of movies and is set after X-Men Last Stand, which was the third of the original X-Men movies. It follows Logan, who's been missing for a year after the death of Jean Grey at the end of X-Men Last Stand, and is brought to Japan by someone who he saved during the Second World War, who wants to see him before he dies. Now that's the basic premise, the basic setup. I don't want to go too much into detail and give any spoilers away, but obviously there's a lot more to the movie than that. What can I say about the film? Well, the film is a return to form for the character. X-Men Last Stand in particular and X-Men Origins Wolverine are both terrible movies. They both did well at the box office, but both of them are awful. But this is a real return to form. Is it great? No. It's good enough. It's good enough to make you want to see Wolverine in more movies. And the one good thing in all the films that have had Wolverine in is that Hugh Jackman is a fantastic Wolverine. He is brilliant. I could watch him play Wolverine over and over and over again in numerous films and TV shows, and just, Hugh, I know you love the character, keep being Wolverine. You're the one good part about everything that's happened in the X-Men franchise and movies. And if you're going into this movie thinking you're going to get a traditional action film, then you're not. There are some fantastic action sequences. In fact, those action sequences are some of the best parts of this movie. But there is so much more to this film than you would expect. It is a more cerebral character study of a man who is a hero, an anti-hero, who's fallen from grace and he's finding himself again. There are lots of things that are going on that are working against him, and he has to find himself and find an inner strength. And that's what this movie is about. It's about bringing the Wolverine we saw at the end of X-Men Last Stand back to his heroic self, ready for the next X-Men movie, Days of Future Past. Now, because of that, there is a lot less action, as I've stated, and there is a lot more cerebral character study going on, which I really enjoyed. Now, this is based on the Claremont and Miller limited series from 1982, which I'm a huge fan of. Loosely based, I would say, but there's enough of that storyline in there that people who are fans of it will really appreciate it. The characters in particular, Shingen, Mariko, the Silver Samurai, are all portrayed well, although slightly different. In particular, Yuriko is very, very different from the character in the comics, but works well within the narrative of the movie. The one character that really lets it down is Viper. Now, a lot of people are complaining Viper is more of a Captain American villain. Yes, but she has a very important role to play within the storyline in the comic books with the Japanese arc of Wolverine and the X-Men, and it made sense to have her in it. Unfortunately, it feels like she's been thrown in just as fan service. She doesn't really have enough, or what she does do isn't really explained enough. Her motivations are completely lacking in comparison to other characters in the movie, and even at the end I felt a bit lost as to why she was even there, which is worrying when a character who is very important in the Marvel Universe is used in this way, kind of wasted. Also, the final third of the movie is the weakest part of this entire film. The first 2/3 are fantastic, well written, well structured, and then the final third, everything comes to wrap up a little bit too fast. A lot of the things that have been built up aren't really dealt with very well, and it's then over and you move on, which is sad because it kind of feels rushed, even though it's nearly a 2-hour long movie. The last third of the film feels rushed, and that is what takes away from this being a great movie, sadly. Strangely though, my favourite part of the movie, and guys, you need to stay until at least midway through the credits, was that after the movie scene. I'm not going to tell you anything about it. If you are a casual X-Men fan, you will get something out of it and you will start to feel a bit of excitement for the next X-Men film. If you are a serious X-Men fan, like myself, who's been reading for years and years and years, then you'll get so much out of this 2 minutes of footage that you'll be blown away and you will be on the edge of your seat ready for Days of Future Past. So my verdict on The Wolverine, well, I'm going to give two verdicts. If, like me, you are a huge fan of X-Men mythos, of Wolverine as a character, of a more cerebral, with action elements movie, you'll find this brilliant, and it's 4-star. Not perfect, as I've mentioned, but 4-star. If you're going into this thinking that it's going to be purely action movie, that you're not entrenched with the characters, you don't know much about their backgrounds, it's probably more of a 3.5-star. That extra bit of knowledge really does encourage you to like this movie a little bit more. But go and see it, I would say, even if it's just for the 2-minute scene mid-credits, just go and see it. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Down there's the like button, you click on that and you let me know that you like this video. In the description box below is a link to my Facebook, my Twitter and my Tumblr. Follow me on the interwebs, find out what's going on. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. My last Geek Movie review is there. It's for Monsters University. Pop out and watch that. And there's also a link there to my Pacific Rim review. You can pop out and watch that also. Leave a comment or a video response, and until next time, au revoir.